From Eau Claire Regis High School here in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, we welcome you into a Clover Belt West clash between the Eau Claire Regis Ramblers at 7-10 overall this season, 5-4 in Clover Belt West action, taking on the visiting Thorp Cardinals out of Thorp, and a 9-8 season record for the season as well. 2-7 in Clover Belt West Conference play. Pete Knudsen with you here this evening, along with Peyton Stewart, Jr. here at Eau Claire Regis, and he's going to be joining me for some color commentary tonight. And Peyton, as we get set for this game, it's interesting. You know, both these teams were headed in a certain direction here. Eau Claire had won 3 in a row before their last loss that they had against a really good Bloomer team. For Thorp, they've been losing some games. They played the bottom team in the Clover Belt West in Cadott and won in their last game. So they were heading in different directions. We saw maybe results outside of that in their last game, but both these teams, it feels like a very even matchup tonight, doesn't it?
Yeah, they're both very similar, but one thing Thorp's defense does have to watch out for is the Ramblers' shooting ability, as they can be lights out if Owen Weisenberger and Blake Rissler are both hitting from deep. And they also have Noah Terrace in there too, who can shoot the people, and Walter Storff has shown some flashes, but they really got to keen in on the perimeter defense and just lock down the outside. Yeah,
I mean, you mentioned Rissler and Weisenberger. They've taken combined over 500 field goals, which is about double the rest of the team. I mean, those are the two guys, if you're Thorp, right, that you're going to try to shut down. But as you mentioned, those two can score in a lot of different ways, right? Weisenberger and Rissler shoot the three, as you said, really well, but they can drive to the bucket, and they can do a lot of different things. They're two very versatile players.
Yeah, that's true. I think Rissler's 3rd in the conference, and then Weisenberger's 8th in the conference. They're both averaging a tremendous amount of points, especially being on the same team. So that's obviously very impressive for both of them, as obviously Rissler's the sophomore along with Walter Storff. And so he's doing pretty well for his young career here at Regis so far.
Again, Regis played a Bloomer team that's been at the top of the conference throughout the course of the season. Hung with them, I thought, that played well against them, just couldn't quite finish it out against them. Again, for this Thorp team, they beat Cadott and had lost 4 in a row before that. But coming into this, you mentioned that, that the Ramblers, I mean, they're sitting in a 7-10 record, under 500. Their point margin per game is about -4, somewhere in there. I mean, they've had some really solid games we've seen, but then they have a couple of sleepers as well. There's a very up and down kind of feel at times, but this has a feeling that this could be the game that kind of propels them on a little bit.
Yeah, that's what happened a lot last year too. They had really close games. They just couldn't close it out. They had maybe 10 games where they were within 10 points of winning, and so that's just got to feel rough. But it's only Connor Miller's 2nd year. Strong, heavy, loaded team last year with all the seniors.
Right.
So now you got a lot of experience now with some of these players, because Weisenberger played a lot last year, and Rissler did too, but you get these young guys to play more. They'll have more experience coming forward.
So one guy we haven't talked too much about yet is Alex Shula. He's the 6'6" senior for this Regis team, and I bring him up because the first time these two teams match up, and of course we're into that session now of the season where you're meeting the team for the 2nd time. Regis won 54-40, and for Shula, he had a double-double. He had 10 points and 13 rebounds in that game. He was a big piece and a big factor, and he'll be, I'm sure, a big factor, especially on the glass here tonight.
Yeah, he usually does. He's on and off sometimes with the points, but he's usually always there with the rebounds, as he tends to be the tallest person on the court, which definitely gives him a big advantage at that 6'6", and lone senior too, which is really weird, probably very rare. Yeah. So it's interesting to see him, how he goes forward.
Unlike a Regis team, right? We're used to seeing a lot of seniors on that squad, but as you said, this is a very young team this season as well. Let's go through the starting lineup for Connor Miller, as you mentioned, in his 2nd season at the helm of the Regis Ramblers. Alex Shula is going to start. He's a senior, as we said, 6'6". George Walter Storff will start. He's 6'3" and a sophomore. Owen Weisenberger, 5'11" junior, will start alongside Noah Terrace, a 5'11" junior as well, and Blake Rissler is 6'2". He's averaging over 20 points a game, and he is just a sophomore. There's a lot more coming from Blake Rissler in his career. The Thorp Cardinals are coached by Scott Horn and Dan Abramczak. And it is Dylan Matson who will start. He is a junior, averaging 8 points a game. Logan Hansen starts. He had 13 points a game that he's averaging. He is a senior. He had 15 the first time these two teams matched up. Brady Stewart will also start. he's a senior rather as well, averaging 22 points a game. He got shot just 2 of 18 the first time these two teams met. He's got to, of course, get that going tonight. Denzel Sutton and Evan Hone are the final starters for this Thorp squad. Let's listen in to Joe Roach, our acclaimed PA announcer for the prayer, the national anthem, and the starting lineups here tonight.
Basketball fans, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the home of the Ramblers and the Bill Allman Court for this Western Clover Belt Conference game between the Thorp Cardinals and your Eau Claire Regis Ramblers. We ask those who are able to please stand and remove your hats. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Lord, as we prepare for this game against Thorp, we ask your blessing on both teams and the fans who are here to cheer them on. We enjoy the competition when both teams have an intense desire to win. Watch over and protect all who have traveled to tonight's game and help everyone here to a safe trip home. We pray in the name of Jesus our Lord, amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. And now to honor America and those defending our freedom, here is our national anthem performed by the Regis Band under the direction of Matt Talley. Regis High School, Thorp High School, and the WIAA require good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators at education-based interscholastic events. We request your cooperation by supporting the officials and participants in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or ethnic comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Thank you. And now here are your starting lineups. First for the Thorp Cardinals. At guard, a 5'9" junior, number 2, Dylan Matson. At guard, a 5'11" senior, number 10, Logan Hansen. At forward, a 6'4" senior, number 12, Brady Stewart. At guard, a 5'9" senior, number 20, Denzel Sutton. And at forward, a 5'10" senior, number 22, Evan Hayne. In his 4th season, the head coach of the Cardinals is Scott Horn, assisted by Dan Abramchek. And now, before we introduce the starting lineups for the Regis Ramblers, we want to welcome the Regis Middle School basketball players who are joining us on the court tonight. And now, the starting 5 for the Regis Ramblers. At forward, a 6'6" senior, number 0, Alex Shula. At forward, a 6'3" sophomore, number 1, George Woldersdorf. At guard, a 5'11" junior, number 3, Owen Weissenberger. At guard, a 5'11" junior, number 4, Noah Terrace. And at guard, a 6'2" sophomore, number 21, Blake Whistler. In his 2nd season, the head coach.
So there you have the starting lineups here for the Ramblers and the Cardinals as we get set for basketball. Connor Miller at the helm of Eau Claire Regis. Again, Pete Knutson and Peyton Stewart with you. We couldn't do it without Zane Cullinan, our video producer and director here tonight as well. Again, Joe Roach mentioned sportsmanship. Good time to mention that the men who are refereeing tonight's game, Trent Parr, Nicholas Pack, and Jared Fern, be the men in the middle there. Thorp in the red, Regis in the white, the students in the black. You and I dressed appropriately tonight, which is good. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
And we both wore black. There you go. Who would have known? It's a divine intervention or something like that. Nonetheless, here's a win for Thorp. It'll officially go to them to start things off, and they will get it underway here as well as Dylan Matson moves it around the corner. Good ball movement here early on. See, they like to pass it around quite a bit, this Thorp.
Yeah, that's what a lot of these teams do, and their lady counterparts, too. I was doing that game, and they like to pass it around, too.
Enzo Sutton around. They go to the corner here to Stewart. Nice give and go there. Beautiful give and go with Evan Hine, the senior, scoring there. And that's a nice little move there. Kind of almost not really a backdoor cut, just a flash to the back bucket. 2-0 Thorp.
And then you bring up the seniors, too. This Thorp team senior loaded, unlike the Ramblers team. The Ramblers team last year was senior loaded, but this year it's just kind of a complete flip for these teams. As one's very experienced, one's not so much.
Something that tends to help you out, come February and when the playoffs roll around. And here's Shula down near the right block, almost traveled with the basketball, and he tried to go to Rissler in the corner. It's deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with Regis at the end to our right here, 2-0 Thorp early on.
It was just Brady Stewart trying to get the steal there, but it just goes right out of bounds off his hand.
Thorp playing man-to-man here, and you see that Stewart is on Rissler to start, which is interesting, obviously putting your best scorer on the other best scorer defensively.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Rissler does the same on Stewart on defense.
Shula gets double teamed. They go out to Rissler. His pass is deflected and stolen by Stewart. Some good defense early on, and now quickly up in transition a three. That one's short from Hansen, rolls off, and Shula, there he is, getting that board. We said he's got to be big on the glass tonight. Here's Weisenberger in the corner, and Rissler had it poked away by Stewart. It's always tough, right, because you don't want to get your main guys into foul trouble. You mentioned the senior leadership for Thorpe, but they've only got 9 guys. They only got 4 guys on the bench. Of course, Regis is kind of in the same boat, but interesting matchup there.
Yeah, it looks like a couple of players are out today. They got a few more on the stat sheet than they do on the bench. So.
Rissler with a nice move. That's a tough shot over the top of the help defense there from Evan Hine, and it will be a 2-2 ball game early on.
Yeah, so we were just talking about Brady Stewart, and it looks like Noah Terrace will be guarding him all night, or as of right now, it looks like he will be.
Yeah, that's kind of a little matchup game within the game there with Coach Miller going with that matchup there as Terrace defends Stewart. Stewart goes up tough, and he gets a nice home roll a little ways away from home here, and Stewart has all 4 here for Thorpe early on. 4-2, Thorpe with the lead. 2 minutes in, Regis trying to find some open passes inside. They've gotten to Shula a couple times in the post, but some quick double teams here from Thorpe.
Yeah, we were talking about that height advantage, and it looks like Logan Hansen will be guarding him, and Shula's probably got a few good inches on him there.
Weisenberger return pass for Rissler in the corner, trying to play a little 2-man game on that right side of the offense. Nothing doing as of yet. Thorpe doing a nice job defending early on. Shula trying to post up, can't get him the ball. We'll move it around to Walterstorff. Up they go to Weisenberger. He likes that 3, that deep 3 from the wing. Instead, it'll go to Rissler, and he'll hand it back off for Terrace.
Yeah, the Ramblers just having an incredible ball movement here, trying to find the best open shot, and Thorpe's playing some good defense where Ramblers don't really have a good shot as of right now.
Yeah, deflected out of bounds, and again, haven't really given everybody a whole lot to get excited about yet. And again, it's been kind of just trying to find the space right now offensively for Eau Claire Regis.
Yeah.
Here's Rissler now on the wing. Almost waiting for Weisenberger or Rissler to just kind of pop a 3 out of nowhere. Nice pass inside to Shula from Weisenberger, excuse me. His pass toward Terrace is deflected out of bounds. We'll stay with the Ramblers. 14:59 to go. Low scoring. Thorpe up 4-2.
Yeah, when Rissler had the ball there deep outside from the 3-point line, you could see Brady Stewart closing in on him quick. Just Rissler's range is impeccable, and they don't really want him to get hot too quickly.
There's Rissler at the top. Hands off here for Walterstorff. Walterstorff at 6'3". He's averaging just over 4 points a game. There's Weisenberger again. Now to Walterstorff. Terrace in the corner. There's a good give and go with Walterstorff. Oh, and it's blocked inside. Good help from Hansen. And here come the Cardinals.
Yeah, Walterstorff, not much of a big points guy, but he makes up for it in just his effort on the defensive side.
So you feel a little more urgency offensively for Thorpe on their end, right? They're moving the ball a little bit quicker, trying to find that shot a little quicker than Regis. Regis a little more patient on the offensive end.
Yeah.
See how that kind of pays off here as Stewart flashed to the bucket. They couldn't find him, and instead going in up and under everybody is Denzel Sutton. And he has another 2. so far, it's a 6-2 lead here for Thorp. There's a Weisenberger three. On the way and good.
There you
Nothing
go.
but nylon there from Weisenberger. That's what you're waiting for, and it's 6-5 Thorp.
Yeah, he doesn't miss those too often with probably about a 37 three-point percentage. With the amount of shots he takes, it's very impressive for him. And Rissler's just not far. I think a little bit in front of him.
Another three, this one on the Thorpe end. That's off the mark, no good from Hansen. Rebound Regis. Ramblers bring it forward now and crosses over into the lane. They'll hand it off on the right side to Walterstorff. He had an open shot, but Thorpe was kind of challenging, almost baiting him into trying to shoot that one.
Yeah, he's had a few of those. He had one last Rambler possession, and he just didn't want to take it by getting it to one of the trusty guys that he has.
Rizzler was cut off by Stewart, and then Walterstorff took a tough runner in the lane, and that's last touch by Thorpe. It'll stay with Regis. Save possession there, and we'll get our first substitution of the game here for the Ramblers. And Andrew Birschbach, the 6-foot junior, to check in, and Walterstorff will get a quick rest. You know, when I've watched Regis this season, Peyton, you can tell me if I'm wrong here. Sometimes that first half, it almost feels like short bench or trying to conserve a little bit of energy for that big push in the second half, as there's a missed three from Weisenberger, and here come Thorpe the other way.
Yeah, that could just be something Connor Miller learned last year, and so he's trying to grow on that. And just learning experience for Connor Miller here. It's only his second year. So.
Stewart on that drive. That was a good job cutting him off by Rizzler. No call there, a lot of contact. Now they go out on the wing, and the drive in, and there's another ball fake from Sutton. Sutton's been looking good here early on.
Yeah,
8-5 Thorpe. That ball fake, he pretty much needs one dribble and one step, and he's to the hoop.
Yeah, I think I saw Tyler Galen go to the scorer's table, so we'll see him check in here as they're just getting those quick substitutions early on.
Still the early game, again, 12:27 left to play in the first half, and just a one-possession game. Rizzler at the elbow. Now a dangerous passer. Somehow Terrace stays with it, gets to it in the corner. There's the three on the way, and it's just off the mark from the new man into the game in Birschbach, and the rebound here for Thorpe.
Yeah, Birschbach, not one of a scorer either, as he likes to pass the ball around. He's usually the primary ball handler when he's in, because he's in for Noah Terrace or Owen Weisenberger.
Hansen goes up top. That's a Matson three off the heel. No. Good job skying for the board. Gets tipped around, but Birschbach hung with it and got the rebound. Birschbach off to Terrace. Terrace in the corner. Weisenberger almost loses it. Set it back up here to Rizzler. On to Birschbach. And again, just kind of slow, methodical here on offense.
Yeah.
They're not going to take a bad shot. You pass up a good shot for a great shot, as they say, as here's Rizzler between the wheels. Nice ball fake there. He'll go all the way. He fouled, almost finishes it off. And there's that first foul on Stewart. That's kind of what we were looking for. And he'll head to the line for a couple of free throws. Or no, pardon me, they're going to get Dylan Matson here for a reach in. I thought they got Stewart there, but Matson must have reached across.
Blake Whistler at the line for the Ramblers, shooting two.
First one will go 8-6 here, Thorpe.
Tyler Gehling into the Rambler lineup for Alex Shula.
Shula will get a rest, and there is Tyler Gehling, who you previously mentioned. Sophomore, 6'2", averaging about a point a game as that free throw rattle in, touch it all, and Rizzler gets the free throws to go. He's got an early 4.
Yeah, Tyler Gehling hasn't been playing that much as of late. He started out playing a lot early on as he was a starter, but coaching change there by Miller, so.
Stewart in the corner here for Matson. Matson to the elbow. He'll take a long two and drain it. Nice job rising above there for Matson. 10-7 early lead here for Thorpe. Just over 11 minutes to go. Nice move for Weisenberger getting around Sutton. And all of a sudden they're starting to kind of find their rhythm, both teams on offense.
Yeah.
Weisenberger with 5 of the 9 for Regis here early on. Just him and Rizzler are the only 2 to score so far for the Ramblers.
I mean, nothing really to worry about here for Regis. They're playing some good defense here, but they're probably looking to pass the ball around more.
You see the Rambler defense just sagging off a little bit. They don't want to get beat on that first step that they've gotten beat on a couple times here early on. There's Matson with it again. Move it across to Hansen. Hansen.
Yeah. Andrew Birschbach's got to be careful there guarding Denzel Sutton, as Denzel Sutton's quick off the ball.
Another give and go, and there's that same backdoor pass we saw in that finish from Hine earlier. And he's got 4, and it's 12-9 here in favor of Thorpe. Around in the corner to Rizzler. And back to a 3-point lead here for the Ramblers, or for the Cardinals, excuse me.
Yeah, but the lead could quickly change this possession, but Rissler charges in, and he gets another foul drawn on him.
Yeah, let's see if they get Stewart here. Yeah, that is the first on Stewart. So, again, that was kind of what you were looking for, and I'm sure that Coach Miller probably said, hey, you know, their best scorer is guarding you, right? Take it into him.
Yeah.
You know, try to challenge him to foul you, and sure enough, that's the second time now he'll be at the line.
Yeah, if you get Stewart into foul trouble, that could be an issue there for Thorp, as one of their main scorers by, I think, 10 points it is, so that could greatly affect the game here moving forward.
Yeah, 22.4 a game the first time these two teams met. Actually got held under double figures. They only scored 9 points. Had 8 boards, though, as Rissler misses the second. He's 3 of 4 at the line here early on. 12-10 in favor of the Cardinals, and they've got the basketball under 10 minutes left to go in the first half. And both teams just has a very sort of chess match feel to it, right? Just kind of feeling each other out here in the first 8 minutes of this one. Nice cut inside again, and that a little bit late on the defense there from Gehling on that cut, and another good cut from Matson. He's going to go to the line as Gehling picks up the first foul against the Ramblers.
Rambler foul on number 2, Tyler Gehling.
Yeah, these two teams are very similar in record-wise and in the Clover Belt West. They're similar in the standings, so it'll be an interesting game. As you said, like a chess match here. Once one team gets hot, that could be trouble for the other.
And you can see early on, too, is that free throw is missed. It's a little bit about the athleticism, right? Who's got that quick first step, and they're kind of beating the defense right now. That's been the way to score, that backdoor sort of flash to the basket move that they've made so far. 12-10 here. Thorp with the lead. Missed the first free throw. The second will go this time here for Matson. And a 13-10 lead for Thorp. So it's been hovering there right about 3 points most of this half as Weisenberger thought about trying to tie the game. Shula had it and had his pocket picked from behind by Dylan Matson. It's a turnover back to the Cardinals.
Yeah, also pretty interesting by Thorp. They haven't had any subs this game, as it kind of seems like the Ramblers have been just changing that out pretty quickly, keeping their guys hot.
So those 4 guys on the bench they're glued in. They don't seem like they're coming in anytime. They're watching intently in the corner there to Hine. Now up top, there's a 3 from Sutton. And he has an early 7 by my count, and it's 16-10. Thorp with the lead. There's Rissler getting a screen, takes a bump. Tough, 2 from the short corner, and he makes it. Nice shot there from Rissler. And it's 16-12 Thorp. And might have to make some tough ones if Thorp's going to kind of pack it in on the defensive side.
Yeah.
And now they move it around nicely here on the wing. Another 3. This one's too strong from Matson. Long rebound out to Stewart, and they'll keep the possession alive. There's that cut again, and there's a block inside by Shula on Denzel Sutton. He sent that one all the way back up Highway 29 there. That was beautiful.
Yeah, that's one way to stop the quick step there, is just have a big defensive presence there to not let them score, and that was Shula there.
And that's killer there to lose it on the other end. Now a corner 3, air ball put up this time from Hine. Now the Ramblers take it ahead, and it's all Rissler. Coast to coast he goes, and Rissler makes it a 2-point ball game.
Yeah, he's definitely had a big impact on this game early on. I mean, he's already close to double digits here as we're halfway through the first half.
Stewart going to get past Shula, just didn't have good position on him there. That's an easy bucket for Brady Stewart, and it's 18-14 Thorp.
He's been pretty quiet, but he's been helping out the team in other ways as he's been passing the ball around and getting that open shot and just giving it to Denzel Sutton here as he's played pretty well as well.
Rissler puts it on the deck. He's tripped up. There it is, number 2 on Stewart. And this was the problem that you were kind of thinking about. And there's some anger coming from the Thorp fans and bench, I think, there as well about that one. And that'll be a timeout taken by Thorp to, I think, kind of reset things here with 7:34 to go in the first half. 18-14, Thorp with the lead. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back right after this here on the Ramblers Sports Network.
Give your child a strong start with a Regis Catholic Schools education.
A student at Regis is never a number. We are a community.
The chance to have a really small environment was super important for all of our kids. The kids love it here, and as parents, we do too.
I know every single person here, and it's great.
The faith aspect of it and the morals and the lessons learned, you just can't get that anywhere else.
Enrollment for the coming school year is now open. Learn more at regiscatholicschools.com.
Sweet. What's that? Yeah, you just point at me when you want me to come in. welcome back in here to Eau Claire Regis, to Bill Ullman Court. Regis High School as the Ramblers trail 18-14 early on here to Thorp. Pete Knutson and Peyton Stewart with you. And the Ramblers with the basketball out of that foul. Stewart picking up his second foul, and they're going to roll the dice. They're going to keep him in here with 7:30 to go in this first half.
Yeah, it could be a problem late in the second half as he gets maybe one more foul here, and that would be an interesting coaching change for Scott Horn here as Rissler unloads from 3 and just a little strong there.
And Terrace trying to fight for it there. Did he earn the ball back? No, he touched it last, the officials will say. It was close, but good job there. And it's one of those things, Peyton, where you saw that defensive stand, and Stewart, he stayed on Rissler.
Yeah.
I mean, they kept him on. And then Rissler, that's one where you almost want him to drive it to the bucket there instead of pop that 3, even though you'd love the 3.
Yeah.
Like to see him maybe see how Stewart defends with 2 fouls. Here goes Stewart into the lane. They kick it back around. Good ball movement here over to Matson. Back up to Sutton, into the lane to Stewart, spinning, right-handed hook. That'll go. Maybe that lit a little fire under Stewart there. And Stewart now is up to 8 points by my count, 20-14. Pardon me, 6 points rather, and 20-14. Thorp with the lead.
Yeah. Just been keeping the Ramblers quiet here from the perimeter as Noah Terrace drives in and just can't find a good shot there on the backboard.
Yeah, tough hook shot there. Kind of always falling away from the basket. 20-14. Thorp and the basketball, and the lead. 6:30 and under now to go in this first half. Trying to float down underneath now, a zone that we're seeing here from Regis. Shula defending on Stewart. That's a tough shot, tipping around, and there's the problem with the zone. Hard to get a rebound in the corner at 3, and that's good from Logan Hansen. And it is now a 9-point Thorp lead.
Yeah, and he finally gets us 3 he's been wanting, as he missed the first few, but he gets on the stat category for points there.
All right, here's Rissler. Let's see if he drives on Stewart. Instead, he takes a long 2, misses this one. Shula tips it, and that's last touch. So they're going to say by Regis here. Thorp was going for that ball. Usually you can get a read off of who tries to save it. And the official maybe a little bit hesitant in that call, but it'll go to the Cardinals.
Yeah, that's a tough call there as both teams are kind of going for it, the finger. But yeah, as you said, the one Thorp player was going for it there.
And we get a whistle and something that has come on the court here.
Looks like a little wiffle ball maybe or something.
Somebody's got to clean up after PE class. I mean, what's going on?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. It looks like a wiffle ball, maybe a dodgeball.
All right. So somebody's having some fun up in the stands there. I think everybody is fine. I always got to worry about that because you do that too many times and officials could all easily tee up your squad. So
yeah, and that's AD Sire going up there to yell at them.
that's part of the job, I suppose, right?
Yeah.
Go inside here to Stewart. Again, there's that 2-3 zone that Regis has switched to the last couple possessions. Stewart now here on Shula. They try to get some help, and they do. Almost a strip there for Burschback. Stewart hanging with it. Instead, they'll go up top here for Sutton, and now around and into the post. Tiptoeing the baseline there was Hine. Keep it alive. Stewart for 3, and he hit it. Wow, felt like that possession was over, but Stewart bails him out with his first 3 of the game.
Yeah, Burschback almost got the steal there, but it just kind of bumped over his hands as he was going for it.
26-14, Thorp with their largest lead of the game. A big 3 on the way. That needed to go for Weisenberger, and it did. 2 threes for him in the first half, 26-17 Thorp.
Yeah, both those shots, or both those 3s were in the same spot there, and he must like that. That's probably his hot spot.
Out on the wing, this 3 is too strong, and Shula came in, got the rebound. Oh, they call it travel. Well, that could have very easily been Stewart's 3rd foul. He kind of made contact on Shula, and you wonder if the officials were thinking that too, that we don't want to give, the star player for Thorp that 3rd foul there, and it ends up benefiting the Cardinals.
Yeah, Connor Miller there visibly upset, yelling at one of the refs there, and I can understand that. That might be a controversial call, maybe a big call, if Stewart gets close to foul trouble.
Shula with that long wingspan tipping it out of bounds as they're trying to kind of, you see what Thorp's doing here. They're floating one player underneath trying to get behind the zone.
Yeah.
This time it's Denzel Sutton who's down there. Now he's going to inbound it. Back to a 2-3 here for Regis. Of course, the issue with a 2-3 zone, as it has been, and you could probably ask all the Syracuse fans out there for a long time, it's defensive rebounding. It's so hard to get into position or to at least, box out somebody because you don't know where they are because you're not man-to-man on them, right?
Yeah, it definitely helps with Shula down there in the post to help keep things centered there.
Stewart going to take that lane jumper. Shula probably had to get out a little bit more on him there, and he didn't. and it's a 28-17 lead here for the Cardinals.
Yeah, Stewart was going quiet there for a little bit, but now he's gotten back into the game. He's at 11 points by my count. So
tough drive here off the glass, no good. They're going to call this before the shot anyway. The foul going to go against Hine, and that'll be his first. This will be out of bounds to Regis. So, I mean, 11-point deficit is not the end of the world by any means. 4:19 to go here in the half, but this is where you got to, it's the game within the game, like we said. You got to go at Stewart. You got to get this ball into the paint and figure out ways to score to get back into this.
Yeah, so I'm sure the Ramblers are looking to give it to Rissler as he gets a shot from 3, but he airballed that one, and Rissler and Weisenberger are definitely going to have the ball here a lot when they're down.
Yeah, let's see if Rissler can maybe have a little bit more success getting the ball in toward the bucket. They go to Stewart inside. He'll kick it back out toward Hansen. Or pardon me, to Matson rather. Now on the wing, Hansen takes a long 3. That was a wild miss. And then an offensive rebound. Put back, no, but a foul. And that'll be Evan Hine, who will go to the line here for some free throws.
Yeah, that should be Owen Weisenberger's first foul there, and they will call it on Weisenberger there.
Got a number of fans from Thorp excited. I think the whole Hine family might be in attendance today.
Yeah.
Hine's first free throw is in and out. 28-17 lead here for Thorp. Coach Miller still giving the officials the business about that play where they wanted Stewart to pick up his 3rd on that rebound.
Yeah, it's kind of looking like his counterpart, Teddy Joas, as Teddy Joas likes to go at the refs.
Now, Bill Ullman back in the day always had those moments too, where I'm sure he friends afterward, but not so much during the game, right? As that free throw misses both of them, in fact, for Thorp. A little bit of a breather there for Regis. Let's see if they can take advantage. Shula in the corner. There's a 3 on the way for Birschbach. That's off the side, no, and there's a foul on Rissler going for the rebound. That'll be the 3rd foul on the Ramblers of the half, so not near the bonus yet. 3:36 to go here in the first half.
They'll call that one on Rissler there as well. So that will be his first.
Yeah, nobody really with much foul trouble to speak of for the Ramblers. Of course, Stewart, the guy with 2. Leading scorer for this Cardinals team. But they've gotten some good contributions from other guys. Not the end of the world if he picks up a 3rd here. And there's Stewart driving in, stopping and popping. Wild shot off the glass there, no good. Rebound for the Ramblers. Outlet pass to Weisenberger from Birschbach. Weisenberger has to hold it up. The Ramblers' fast break chance ends quickly.
Yeah, you were talking about other players for Thorp who have been scoring, and Denzel Sutton could easily probably carry the load for this team. As now we get Shula inside, and he'll get that basket there.
Great give and go there with Birschbach into Shula. And the good assist there. Shula gets on the board, 28-19. Thorp with the lead. They got late in that zone defense rotation. Now looks like they're back to more of a man-to-man here are the Ramblers.
Yeah. It looks like they got Birschbach on Stewart there as well. It's kind of more lanky guy.
Thinking about the 3 was Sutton. He's had a nice first step tonight. Stewart, a long 3, good! Oh boy, Brady Stewart with another 3, and he is lighting it up here in the first half.
Yeah, with this lead, it probably doesn't matter too much if he goes out, as he could probably quickly come back in and get them down a lead. And Weisenberger shoots, ooh, just kind of rims out Walterstorff there, and he'll draw a foul.
Yeah, almost the answer there. That ball was halfway down, popped out. But yeah, good offensive board for Walterstorff, and he draws a 2nd foul on Hain.
Yeah.
Pardon me, they're calling it his first. I thought it was his 2nd. 2:18 to go here in the first half.
That wasn't a bad shot by Weisenberger by any means, just no luck there on the bounce.
First free throw will go for Walterstorff. And I mean, again, nothing is out of control yet. Still plenty of time left in this game, but I'm going to start out all those little things now. All the free throws, those kind of need to start going to get Regis back into this. One more here. Go from Walterstorff. He hits them both. 31-21 lead here for Thorp. 2:15 to go here in the first half. It's always difficult, right, with no shot clock to really get a number. But boy, it'd be nice to have this around about a 5-6 point deficit going into halftime.
Yeah, Thorp does like to pass it around, and there's been a few possessions where they've had it for probably a minute or a half. So
Sutton with a good catch and got good position on Walterstorff, and he'll knock it through once again as he continues a good first half for him. 33-21, Thorp with the lead. There's Rissler again, still guarded by Stewart. Birschbach around to Shula and Weisenberger.
Birschbach's had a few shots this game too, but also can't seem to have them fall.
Rissler wants that 3. Off the heel, no, and the rebound Thorp.
I mean, certainly that's not a bad shot from him. They just haven't been getting these threes to fall as of lately.
I thought Risler early in this game was really good driving the ball to the basket. He's been settling for that jump shot maybe a little bit more here late in the first half.
Trying to just get more points on the board, and he certainly trusts the 3 ball. And just trying to make that happen.
Stewart, a jump pass inside, and it's blocked. Out of there by Walterstorff. It'll stay with Thorp with 1:08 to go here in the first half.
Yeah, this inside presence so far by Shula and Walterstorff has been something. They just kind of got to step it up more. They're down by 12, and it's certainly been an issue so far, and they're doing great trying to handle this Thorp offense here.
Stewart on the wing, driving in. Out from Burschback, who is guarding him. They'll go out to Hine. Between the circles, it's Hansen. Another handoff to Stewart. They could very easily hold for the last shot of the half. I don't think they will, but see if they do. The corner here to Hansen. And now Sutton going to kind of slow things down a bit. 45 seconds to go. As we get a faux shot clock countdown there from the student section.
Yeah, the student section in blackout, as you mentioned too. We're fitting the theme as well.
There's a wing 3. It was an open shot. They passed everything up for a good one. Logan Hansen gets another 3. Timeout, Coach Miller. 36-21 here in favor of the Cardinals. 28 seconds remain here in the first half. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll see if the Ramblers can cut into that lead after this here on the Ramblers Sports Network. Welcome back in here to Eau Claire Regis and to Bill Ullman Court. 36-21 lead here for Thorp. We got 28 seconds remaining in the first half. Ramblers need a good possession here, right? Something positive to build on going into halftime. See if they can get it here. Burschback in the corner. I'm sure Coach Miller drew up a play. Here's Risler with it up top. Now to Burschback. He's asking for a screen. Walterstorff will come over and give it to him. There's the give and go. Walterstorff with a tough catch down at the block. Gives it to Shula. Ball fake. They'll go out for a 3 from Risler. Needs to go. It's short. Tips out of there. 5 seconds still remain. Can they get the ball back? They'll fight for it here. Walterstorff had it. Risler at the buzzer. Good! Risler hits a huge 3. How about the effort from Walterstorff to keep that alive, and the Ramblers only trail by 12 here at halftime.
Yeah, it's a good way to close out the half there for Regis. Something on a high note there and just get the lead down a little bit.
And Risler hitting that 3. The Ramblers trail by just 12. They will have the basketball to start the second half. Should be a good one. This is a good first half. This is a fun first half, and we'll see how it all works out in the second. We're going to take an extended break. Here's some messages here on the Ramblers Sports Network, and we'll be back right after this.
Witness the difference of a Catholic education at Regis Catholic Schools.
My name is Marianne Callahan, and I have 2 children at Regis Middle School. I believe in our Catholic schools because they provide a beautiful faith-based education for my children.
My name is Father Derek Sikowski. What makes Regis Catholic Schools unique is the combination of both strong Catholic faith and a lot of individuals, the pastors, the teachers, the administrators, the parents.
I'm Griffin Johnson. I'm a junior at Regis Catholic Schools. Well, it's just a great environment here. Here at Regis is just kind of like we're just a big family.
I'm Erica Gillespie. I teach at St. Mary's Elementary in Altoona, Wisconsin. Well, I think as soon as you walk into any of our buildings, you feel a sense of family. And when you choose to send your kids here, you become part of that bigger family.
My name is Sam Rubenzer. I think the Regis family is certainly something that goes back generations, so that's something that's really wonderful. And you can see that there's a lot of camaraderie and there's, again, a shared sense of identity here at Regis.
I love the education my kids receive. I love that they get to practice their faith daily here.
and that it's in an environment that is just warm and inviting, and they're safe and so comfortable here.
Our kids love being at Regis because they have a sense of camaraderie with other kids that also have a Catholic faith and a Catholic moral upbringing.
The thing I love most about my school is the small class sizes that we have, because that really offers us a chance to have more one-on-one time with our teachers if we need more help with subjects.
The standards are higher, and there are great expectations for our kids to achieve, and the teachers do their best to help them do that.
Our teachers really hold us accountable for all of our academics. They always make sure we're on track, and they always make sure we're working to the best of our ability.
And the teachers really care about your child, and they will support them not only academically but spiritually, and they really go out of their way to make a connection with your child.
We are able to engage at every level of the human person every single day, in every classroom, in every subject, and that's something that you can't put a price tag on.
Well, God is at the heart of all that we do, in everything. And I think what is so great about our schools is that we strive to find ways to serve the community each year in different ways. So even our littlest learners know how important it is to share God's love with their classmates, their families, and the community.
Regis Catholic Schools is accessible to absolutely everyone with financial aid and tuition assistance. There is never any reason that somebody should not be able to go to Regis Catholic Schools.
Regis as a family does really come together and support the people that want their kids to have a Catholic education very well. They come together and provide all kinds of different types of assistance, and so you simply just need to ask for help and be available to receive that assistance.
It is so well worth it for us to sacrifice financially for our kids to come here, because honestly we don't feel like it is a sacrifice. We feel like it is an investment in their future.
But I try to give people the advice of don't look at it just from a financial perspective. Obviously there's a lot of different options financially, and so that's really important. You know, really try to look at, you know, the type of education you want your kids to have.
And our teachers are very dedicated to providing the best quality education for our students, and we're there to nurture them academically but also spiritually and help them establish a foundation that's really based on morals and setting them up for success in the future.
I've witnessed the difference that Regis Catholic Schools make because of how content my kids are. They are just happy to be at school here because they're in a family environment where teachers are invested, parents are invested, and everybody wants what's best for them.
Visit our website to schedule a tour. Learning today, leading tomorrow. Regis Catholic Schools.
Ramblers are led in scoring by Blake Whistler with 12, Owen Weissenberger with 8. Players on either team with 2 or more personal fouls. Previous score for the Cardinals has 2. Unofficially, the first time with 7
We good? Yeah, we're ready. And welcome back in here to Bill Ullman Court, Eau Claire Regis High School. It's halftime of this boys basketball varsity matchup here in the Clover Belt West Conference. 36-24. Thorp with the lead on Eau Claire Regis. I'm Pete Knutson. He's Peyton Stewart. And Zane Cullinan is at the dials tonight here on the Regis Ramblers Sports Network. I'll tell you what, I mean, a big three at the end of the half, right, for Rizzler. I mean, it was a big moment to at least make it a 12-point game because Thorp had gotten out to a 15-point lead. It seems like there's a way back into this game for Regis. I think the question is, what's that going to be and what do they need to do on both sides of the ball to kind of cut this lead down a little bit?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Ramblers late into the first half, like at the end, they weren't able to hit as many shots as they'd like to, and obviously Rizzler capping off that first half with a big three maybe brought some momentum on them, but also the defense has kind of been lackluster. They've switched their scheme from zone to man, and they keep on doing that, so Connor Miller's just got to find what his comfort zone is and just what they really need to do on defense. And it was working into the late of the first half. So
we talked about it that if Regis doesn't win this game, there's a whole half to play, so there's plenty of time certainly. But if they don't, it feels like that non-call on what we thought was going to be the Stewart third foul could be a big turning point. Part of that is because Stewart, I mean, he had 14 points in that first half, had 2 made threes. He kind of turned it on, and especially as you mentioned in the zone, he found that space in the middle in the lane, and he was pretty deadly from there.
Yeah, he had a couple good screens by Denzel Sutton, but also Blake Rizzler's been charging at the rim a lot, and that's what got him his first 2 fouls. And Rizzler really didn't do that a whole lot else in the first half as they got going, but I think they just need to start doing that again and get Stewart in foul trouble.
I'll see if they can keep that up and kind of get back to their early ways in this game. The Ramblers can cut this down under a double-digit deficit. And a 12-point lead. Nice give and go here. Shula going to get it all the way to the rim, and that play has been there. That time Weisenberger to Shula, and now a little bit of full court press here from the Ramblers.
Yeah, they did that early on with Birschbeck and Walterstorff.
There's a miss. Shula tipped it, but it tips into the hands of Stewart. And another chance here is Shula. Bucket here to start this half. He's up to 4 tonight. Wing 3, that's off from Stewart.
See,
another offensive board.
This is what happened a lot, too, in the first half, is they just got a lot of offensive rebounds, and the Ramblers really couldn't stop them.
Oh, my goodness. They're going to call it jump ball after the Shula rebound. That could easily have been the third foul on Stewart for reaching in. I thought Shula had that wrapped up pretty well, but the tie-up gives it back to Thorp. Pretty wild there. A couple of misses and a couple of offensive rebounds, a couple second chances, but haven't gotten the points yet here. They go out to Stewart. Stewart to the free throw line, kicks it back in the corner there toward Hansen.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see the second chance points for Thorp, as it's probably up there a whole lot.
You mentioned the short bench. They have not had us up this whole game, which is absolutely wild. Wing 3 on the way is off the heel. That one touched the strap. That'll be to Regis there out of bounds.
Yeah, you look down at the Regis bench. They only have 4 guys, but they've been
got a couple guys they've got in, huh?
Yeah, they've been subbing in and out rapidly. I mean, they were in like 3 minutes into the game, and Coach Miller already wanted some subs in, too.
Well, the 5 they've got out there are good for Thorp, no doubt about that. Now just a question of fatigue and how much stamina they have in this game. Here's Weisenberger getting cut off by Sutton. He's going to get called for a bump. It'll be Ramblers basketball out of bounds. Sutton called?
Yeah, it should be Sutton's first foul if I'm correct. Oh, no, it will be a second.
Yeah, they got him for 2 up there, so.
Must have missed the first one, but.
Second for Sutton, and again, now a couple guys with 2, but not a ton of foul trouble yet, but you got such a short bench. You'd love to see the Ramblers take advantage of that.
Yeah, and you look at, like, their whole bench is almost seniors, as they only have 1 junior in the game.
There's another foul. This one's going to go against Logan Hansen. I mean, any kind of foul trouble in this game for these starters is a recipe for disaster for the Cardinals. So that's his first, and now to the line here will go Weisenberger.
Yeah.
Weisenberger had 8 in that first half, and he'll make the first free throw that he sees. And Ramblers with a little, not quite a run yet, but it's looking like a run. I guess if you go back to the 3 at the end of the half, it's a 6-0 run.
Yeah, I think that definitely helped for the Regis Ramblers' cause here.
Make it a 7-0 run as Weisenberger hits that free throw as well, and it's an 8-point ball game. Thorp trying to break the press. They do it pretty quickly. And they bounce it off in the corner there to Hine, out to Sutton. Sutton going to drive all the way in. He has it blocked, but they're going to call a foul here. I think they're going to get Terrace.
Yeah, that's what I thought
on the
too.
side.
He
Yeah,
kind of
sure
grabbed that right arm there.
And that will be a couple of free throws coming up. That's a heady play from Sutton, right? You've had 2 quick fouls go against you. Why not take it to the teeth of the defense? You get any contact, good chance the officials are going to have one go the other way.
Yeah, Sutton's good at charging the rim, though, as we saw. A lot of his points in the first half were based off that quick first step and just flying in there for a layup there.
So he makes the free throw. 37-28 lead here for Thorp with one more coming. That'll go as well. So Sutton, 9 points in that first half. He's up to 11 now. 38-28 lead here for Thorp as Regis tries to cut it down. Here's Weisenberger into Risler. There's Stewart on him. Stewart cuts him off initially. A little bit of a reach and then goes back. Now they go in the corner here. Walterstorff thought about the 3. Regis again, they'll stay patient. No shot clock to worry about, so you can take your time finding a great shot.
Yeah, that's what they did a lot in the first half early on, is just find that good shot. And here's Risler charging to the rim.
Yeah, Risler got cut off. There were some hands on him from Stewart. Another no call.
Yeah.
And again, that's tough. Not to say it was, but I mean, that's borderline. And Risler had a hard time finding any space to get that pass off.
That's an interesting choice to put Terrace on Stewart here. Stewart's got the height advantage, but I mean, Terrace kind of playing some good defense here, and not much he can do as Stewart is kind of a good shooter here as he was.
Stewart kind of floating around that defense right now. They're trying to get some screens on Terrace, so maybe get a switch or two. And Stewart in the corner here to Hansen.
Yeah, they had a play in the first half where Sutton just screened 2 guys, and you had Stewart wide open for a 3. So that was a good play by Thorp there.
Stewart cut off nicely there by Walterstorff. Sutton goes up. He might have traveled with it, but boy, I tell you what, stuck with it. And Sutton, just a tough player right there. He's got 13, and it's 40-28. Thorp.
Yeah, I think he's averaging maybe 10 points per game on the year, so it's always good to see your 2 star players get some points going.
Weisenberger rattles one out. Then Risler has it stripped away as he goes back up. Now he goes again, misses that shot. Stewart defending, and the rebound for Thorp.
Yeah, that was some good defense there by Thorp as Risler just fighting for every inch of that ball, and Thorp just stayed composed and got the ball right back.
Off they go here to Hansen. He thought about what would have felt like a dagger 3 right there. 14-19 to go. Still a lot of time, but Thorp clearly back with a little momentum after a tough start to this second half.
Yeah, it looked like Regis was going to mount a comeback here, but Thorp quickly put their hopes away.
In the corner now here toward Hine. Hine up top to Hansen. Thorp can run some clock here with his 12-point lead. Stewart, he wants that top of the key 3, and he drains it. And Stewart looks at his bench and says, they can't guard me right now, as he makes another.
Yeah, he's getting hot, and that's something you don't want to see. As we get a Thorp substitution, it looks like
hey, look at that.
Connor Timon will come in.
Well, Regis right now needs a big bucket. They need a good one, and they need to work the basketball here. Here's Risler trying to drive on Stewart. He gets bumped. They're finally going to call that foul. That's the same thing that happened the last possession. They didn't call it. They call it this time, and that's his 3rd for Stewart.
Yeah, it seems like Stewart's just kind of bumping him, and now we'll get Burschbeck in and then Timon in. So Walterstorff and I think that was Matson will both come out.
Yeah, Connor Timon averaging just over 2 a game. Senior, as you mentioned, into the game. And yeah, Burschbeck gave a nice little spark in that first half for Regis. Yeah. And there's a Terrace 3 from the top, and he threw up an air ball. We had a little bit of space. They closed out pretty quickly there to Timon.
Yeah, they kind of have to. I mean, you mentioned Terrace too. He's an excellent 3-point shooter as well. I mean, Burschbeck also had a few 3-point attempts in there, but none of them could fall as well.
Stewart here on the sideline. Tough pass up to Timon. Timon holds. Timon takes some pressure here. Back off for Stewart. Top to Sutton. Back here for Timon. Now to Stewart in the corner. See, he's going to try to drive. See Risler. He'll lose the basketball there. And it'll be Weisenberger. Oh, his nifty little behind the back dribble to get it in the forecourt. Up to Burschbeck. Burschbeck off to Shula. Here's Risler. He's open for 3. It's got to go. It does not. Rebound Thorp. Hansen with the board here for the Cardinals. Under 13 to go.
That's just a shot you have to see there fall there for Risler. I mean, he had that big 3 to end the first half, and that sparked some momentum, but you just can't miss a lot of these shots going forward, especially wide open ones. As Sutton takes it in and gets a nice layup there.
Yeah, you're kind of waiting for a Rambler to step in and take a charge here, right, on some of these drives. Didn't do it that time. Sutton now extends it to a 17-point lead. For Thorp, Risler, another three. Was he fouled? He was! That's his fourth. Stewart just picked up his fourth with 12:28 to go here in the second half. And talk about turning points. I know it's a 17-point game, but that could very easily be a turning point.
Yeah, that's so true there. I mean, he's probably pretty close to 20 points, and so that'd be a huge loss for Thorp here. He's their best player.
First for Risler is good. He's got three coming. 45-29, and Stewart, I don't think they're taking him out.
No, I don't think so either.
I mean, I don't know if you switch to his zone or you just get him off of Risler. Trying to put him on probably the lowest scorer for Regis at this point in the ball game.
Yeah, maybe put him on Burschbeck there, but
Risler hits them all. And the Ramblers trail now by 14. There's Stewart. We're on the left side, almost traveling there was time, and he'll put it on the deck. Oh, look at Burschbeck. He tried to step in, wanted to take a charge, and Stewart saw it coming, and he stopped. Stewart in the corner, three on the way. Good. Massive response there from Brady Stewart. Back to a 17-point Thorp lead.
Yeah, we only got 12 minutes to go here, but there's certainly time for a comeback here for Regis if they just get a shot going and get that momentum. As it'll go out of bounds there on Hansen.
I think they switched. I think Stewart switched off on Burschbeck. You mentioned that. That would likely be the guy he went to. Initially, he was guarding Shula. Let's see if, I mean, they're playing man. Let's see if they maybe try to get some screens here and get some switches. As Burschbeck gets it in the corner, Risler takes a three. Good. There you go. A little bit of a difference. Stewart a good defender, and you get somebody else on him, and he hits the three.
Yeah, that's just the difference there, as Risler has been held to not a lot amount of points here when Stewart was guarding him, and that'll be a home there for two.
Yeah, Hine with a nice bucket there as they break the press and get an easy bucket at the other end. 50-34 now here, Thorp. Risler was out of control as Shula had it poked away, but they'll say he touched it last. And it's Thorp basketball. Regis a little out of sorts with what they wanted to do. A little indecisive on that offensive possession. Another press break, and Thorp breaks it relatively easily. Up to Timon. Thought about a three, did Hansen. He'll drive with the finger roll, rolls off. Ramblers rebound.
Yeah, this zone press that they're running, I mean, Regis has been doing good with it, but Thorp's had a lot of chances to get that guy inside there, and they just haven't made that pass yet.
Weisenberger lost it at the other end, had it poked away. Stewart hands off. Oh, and Timon travel. 10:54 to go, 50-34. Regis trails, and they need that spark. They've got a couple moments where you thought they were going to start mounting this comeback, just haven't been able to get the stop yet.
It looks like Dylan Matson's going to approach the scorer's table and maybe sub in. Could we see him going for Stewart, though?
We'll find out. Risler has it poked away on that dribble drive. He'll go up, and a timeout taken by Regis. I think they wanted to avoid a 3-second call.
Yeah.
And so they will take it out of bounds. All right, we'll keep it here. It's only 30-second timeout. 10:39 to go here in this second half. 50-34. Thorp with the lead. Again, Pete Knudsen and Peyton Stewart with you here on the Rambler Sports Network. Peyton, I mean, we talk about it. There's definitely been pockets. There's been moments. You can see, it's almost like you can see the path to come back in.
Yeah.
It's a rough one. It's a tough one, and Thorp has made it tough, especially with their ability to break this full court press that Coach Miller's tried to put on in the second half.
Yeah, Regis, they're within the grasp of maybe a comeback here if they get a lot of these threes to fall on the shots, but the defense just really hasn't been there. They've allowed a lot of layups happen. So, I mean, they just got to close in that inside, but otherwise they could mount a comeback here. There's about 11 minutes left, so something could happen here if maybe Stewart or Sutton comes out of the game.
Again, Stewart will stay in for the moment. Timon checked out to get Matson back in there. Gave Matson a little bit of a breather. And now Weisenberger. He made some big threes in that first half. There's Shula going in. Nice ball moving here. Risler out for a wing three. They just got out to challenge that one, and it was enough on the challenge from Hansen. Stewart back off for Sutton, and he'll slow it down across the timeline. Where is that spark going to come from? In the corner, Thorp for a big-time three, no. Stewart tried for the rebound there, and again, he's getting aggressive for having 4 fouls. That's pretty wild, as here comes Risler the other way. Off the glass, no. Shula can't grab it, and Stewart with a rebound.
Yeah, I don't think Risler's come out of the game at all, so maybe he's getting a little tired here. I mean, they did come out of halftime 9 minutes ago, but you think he's probably getting a little tired, and we'll see if Miller can make a coaching change here, but
Stewart going to move it here near side to Hine. Off in the corner for Hansen. Want to get Sutton posted up inside, but can't find the pass. Now they'll get it to him. Burschback defends. Terrace doing a really nice job sticking to Stewart off ball.
Yeah.
Sutton bounces here for Mattson. And dribbled off his foot, but it stays in bounds there, just Hansen. Off for Hine. Pressure here from Shula. And they're trying, I think it's not quite the 4 corners, but there's a little bit of time wasting going on right now from Thorp. Sutton going to take it all the way in off the glass, no, and it's a rebound for Burschback and the Ramblers.
Yeah.
Needed that. You need every stop right now, don't you?
Yeah, they just let a lot of time drain, so that also doesn't help us. Risler will get a little floater there.
Yeah, tough runner there. But he'll take the points, back to a 14-point deficit.
This Thorpe team definitely knows how to dribble out the clock, and they did so in the first half, and they're doing so in the second half as of now.
Thought about a 3 there in the corner. I don't think that Coach Horn wants anything taken now. There's a turnover taken away here by Terrace. No pressure put on to slow down the break. Risler they find trailing the play. Back off to Terrace in the corner. It's an open Burschback three. Oh, man. Air ball thrown up there. Right idea. Just never looked like he had a great handle on the ball before he let that one go.
Yeah, he likes taking those corner threes as he was doing so in the first half. Just haven't gotten any to fall.
Well, Thorpe wants to take a timeout, probably to give those guys who've been out there for so long a little bit of a rest. 8:22 to go here in the second half. 50-36 Thorpe. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back right after this on the Ramblers Sports Network.
Give your child a strong start in our Regis Catholic Schools kindergarten classrooms.
Kindergarten is far more academic than it used to be, but even with all the curriculum that we have to do, we find a lot of ways to make fun.
My teacher's fun and she cares about me.
I appreciate the parent-teacher partnership in the Catholic schools, that the teachers are always willing to talk to the parents and make sure they're doing what's best for your child.
I love to learn with my friends.
Enrollment is now open and kindergarten spots fill quickly.
All right, welcome back to Bill Ullman Court here on the campus of the Eau Claire Regis Ramblers here in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Pete Knudsen and Peyton Stewart with you as the Ramblers trailing by 14 here, 50-36. Remember, they were trailing by 12 at halftime. They got it down to 8 at one point early in this second half, but we've seen Thorpe lead by as many as 17 in this half, and that's been partly due to the fact that they've gotten the contributions from those guys, and every time Regis looks like they're about to get going, they'll get a big 3 from Stewart. He's made some big shots in the second half, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been hot.
Stewart with 2 threes in the half. He's got 4 threes overall in this game, and they've all felt like clutch, big momentum changing type of threes. He's got it in the corner here. Give and go inside. They get it to Mattson. Deflected pass as he tries to get it back out to Stewart. And there's a steal. Oh, Stewart almost picked up number 5. Now it'll be Weisenberger instead. Picks up the dribble out to Terrace.
Yeah, he's had a lot of close calls on these fouls and almost got his 5th one there.
Risler with a fadeaway off the glass. Back to a 12-point deficit. Dangerous pass for Stewart. Deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with Thorpe.
Yeah, Noah Terrace goes up for that contested pass there, and now we get time in for Mattson, excuse me.
Well, 7:50 left. This kind of feels like this is the last gasp, right? I mean, you got to get this deficit down now.
Yeah.
If you want a chance for a comeback. Stewart to inbound. Tough pass there all the way to Sutton. He'll hang. Blocked inside. Oh, they called a foul on Risler. Oh, he got a lot of ball up top. They're going to say he got some body down below. Boy, I'll tell you what, at the top of that looked like a really good contest, but I'm sure there was some body contact below, and my guess is they're going to say Risler wasn't, verticality. He didn't have that straight up. He probably was moving a little bit with his body. Sutton free throw's good. Game of inches, right?
Yeah, so true.
7:47 to go. Sutton try to make it a 14-point game. Can't do it. There's an offensive board for none other than the man of the hour right now, and Brady Stewart. keeps a possession alive. 13-point Thorp lead. Sutton off for Stewart. Stewart going to drive. Stewart kicks it back out to Sutton. Sutton puts it on the deck. They're going to hold on to this ball, aren't they? The Cardinals don't need to take any of these shots right now.
Yeah, that's been a big difference in this game, is just the amount of time Thorp's wasting and also these second chance points.
There's the open drive, and Sutton with the layup. There it is, 53-38, back up to a 15-point Thorp lead. Just can't get over the hump right now, can the Ramblers?
No, they cannot.
Weisenberger out, they go to Burschback, up to Risler. Risler puts it on the deck, wants to drive.
Yeah, there's Terrace. He shoots the ball. Oh, just a little short there. You got to capitalize on that shot.
Towing the line on that rebound there for Hansen. The student section seemed to think that he was either out of bounds or he traveled with it. But not the case as Thorp gets it across the timeline here and holds on. We're going to get a real good argument, I think, for the shot clock in high school basketball here.
After this game.
Last few minutes, almost a backcourt violation there from Sutton. As he was an inch or two away from stepping on the line. We're going to see Gailing back into the game at the next dead ball.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what a shot clock would do here.
There's a block from Risler, but it stays with it there, and the putback from Hansen.
Yeah, a lot of these Thorp possessions have been a minute or maybe even past that long.
Taking some time, that's for sure.
So that could be a huge factor.
Risler has it poked away on the drive there from Stewart by nobody other than Stewart. And he loses the dribble for a moment. They wanted the dunk at the other end, didn't get it. Timeout taken, Regis. And the Cardinals are starting to run away with it a little bit. 57-38 with 6:03 to go.
I don't know if you saw what I saw, but when Risler was on the ground there, it kind of looked like Hansen just ran over him there, and the student section saw him there. They're wanting a technical there.
Yeah, not going to get it, unfortunately, there. I think that break the other way. Everybody's attention went to Stewart at the other end. And you're right, tough moments here for the Ramblers. So he said this Thorp team, until they played Cadott, they lost 4 in a row, but they got a chance to put a little 2-game winning streak together here and kind of set the tone as they head into some tough games. Of course, for Regis and for everybody, it doesn't get any easier. They're going to go play their rival down the highway here against Fall Creek on Friday at 7:15. And for Thorp, they'll stay on the road. They'll play Stanley Boyd coming up Friday as well.
Connor Miller just had his first 3-game win streak early on this season. That was broken up by a game last week. And so Ramblers are, I think this game is out of reach, but hopefully in these next few games they'll get something going.
Well, Terrace is going to try to pull him back a little bit. He gets a rattling 3 and then a poke away there. It's going to stay with Thorp. 57-41 Thorp, but a nice little effort there from Terrace to try to put a little run together.
Yeah.
Terrace with that one. That is his first points of the game with that 3. 57-41.
Yeah.
Sutton drives past everybody, and there it is. It just opens up that lane. Nobody stepping in defensively to help out, and another easy layup.
Yeah, this Thorp team up by 18 right now. And
right now, Ramblers are kind of trading 3 for 2. Weisenberger takes one, misses it. Gailing tried for the tap out, didn't get it.
And I'll get Stewart working on Terrace here, and now he drives with Burschbeck defending. And
tough runner there. And now he traveled with it inside, they're going to say. Turnover, but feeling like we're getting to that too little, too late stage. And
yeah.
Let's see, 5:06 to go. Ramblers down 18. So tough. I mean, it's tough to do it in the college game, obviously. Tough to do it at the higher levels. But even without that shot clock, it feels even tougher, right, to make a big comeback in these situations. You need stops. You need everything to go your way when you're down by this much this late. Where's Risler?
I think one of the big changes is taking Stewart off Risler.
And sure enough, there's a miss inside for Walterstorff. Boy, he was point-blank range and just missed it. Yeah, you make the good point, right? I mean, even when they switch Stewart off, they've had pretty good, defense against him anyways. There went Sutton again. This time he has it poked away. Great pass up to Weisenberger to get the finish.
Yeah, taking Stewart off Risler there. I mean, Risler drew about 3 fouls on him in the first half, and obviously that would have been a big change if they kept Stewart on Risler. But
Hansen looked like he carried the ball there in the front court. No call. Stewart. 4:22 to go, and Thorp by 16. In the corner now, Hanson. Regis is trying to pressure. They're going to have to start fouling here soon, especially because they've only committed 2 here in this half. They've got a lot of fouls to give before they get Thorp to the line.
They're not close to bonus here.
Trying to put some pressure. Timon, he stepped over the line. That's a backcourt violation. Yes, pressure there from Walterstorff.
Yeah, he had his whole foot over the line there. Took the ref a little bit to realize it, but the Ramblers finally got the call there.
So the Ramblers get the inbounds right in front of the students. They've ticked 1 second under 4 minutes remaining, and the Ramblers down by 16. Well, I know they've got the three-point shooting ability. There it is. Weisenberger gets the handoff. They got to make them now. There it goes. It's in and out. Boy, we've seen a number of those halfway down and popping out of the bucket.
Yeah, you can't forget about that one in the first half. I mean, that was so close to going down, but they just didn't. Stewart gets a nice move there, but can't get something to fall.
Yeah, just kind of disregarded his defender. Now they come up here toward Birschbach. Back out to Weisenberg. Got to take, I mean, at this point, you almost have to take the 3. He'll take it to the hoop anyway, and then misses the layup. Got a little pressure from Sutton from behind. That was enough to affect the shot. 3:23 to go as the Ramblers in trouble here. There's a good deflection from Walterstorff. The Ramblers in trouble to dropping back to 500 in conference.
Yeah, that was a good job by Walterstorff just going after the ball. Couldn't get it though, but it was still a good effort there.
7-11 would be their record overall if they can't pick up the win here tonight. There's a bad pass from Sutton, and the Ramblers didn't see it. And I tell you what, when the ball's bouncing your way, that's what it does right there, and Hine gets the finish, and that's kind of been the night, hasn't it?
Just went right off Walterstorff's wrist there. I mean, if he turned around, that was an easy steal. Weisenberger will get a good free there. Yeah.
His third of the game, and now a deflection here. And I'll tell you what, Ramblers have had some active hands. They've gotten the deflections, just haven't been able to get those deflections to stay in bounds and get some steals on this press.
Yeah, that's so true. They've had a lot of opportunities. I mean, we just saw one down there.
Oh, they throw it away.
Capitalize.
No one ever touched that one. Stewart a little angry there with Sutton as well.
Yeah, Sutton just kind of slipped there. It chipped over his own feet.
Nobody touched it, so it goes back to the inbound spot. And so Regis will have it on the baseline here. 2:56 to go. Inbounds, that's a tough pass. Walterstorff had it picked away. Here comes Hine the other way. Ramblers will give him some pressure, but Hine makes the shot. Timeout taken by Thorp with 2:48 to go. 63-46. Thorp with the lead. Can we take a 30-second timeout? I think we can. We'll come back to that final 2:48 right after this here on the Rambler Sports Network.
Give your child the joy of play-based learning in our Regis Catholic Schools preschool classrooms.
The preschool programs have been great. They've been very welcoming, making sure that the kids are being kids and they're also learning.
It's just a very welcoming, safe, open, accepting place that we meet kids and families right where they're at.
It's a great opportunity for them to play with each other and work on our social and emotional skills.
Preschool enrollment is open. Learn more at regiscatholicschools.com.
All right, welcome back in here to Regis Spillman Court. 63-46 lead for Thorp. And again, Regis can't get over the hump tonight, unfortunately, against this Cardinal team. This is a team that both these two teams split their series last year. They did them at home, though. They got their wins at home, rather. This season, that looks like it'll be the wins on the road because Regis already won at Thorp earlier this year. And tonight looks like Thorp might get the edge here on the road as Rizzler misses the 3. Regis crashing the boards. Ball still pinballing about. Rizzler takes another 3. He's fouled. Oh, my goodness, they didn't call it. How in the world?
Yeah, he took a...
Did you miss that one?
He was spinning there.
Wow, and now another two-hand check. I mean, I suppose you got away with that foul. Hanson thinks he can get away with anything after that.
Yeah, I mean, he just went crashing into Rizzler there after the shot, and I truly don't know how you don't call that one.
Well, that's, again, just kind of a little bit of a summary of the game tonight. Nothing really going Regis's way. And Walterstorff fighting for the rebound. I think he was standing out of bounds, though, touching it. And so it'll be Thorp basketball.
I mean,
14 to go.
The Ramblers not letting down the fight, but some of these calls haven't gone their way.
You're going to foul here on Terrace. That's not a terrible foul for Regis to take. Get one of those fouls to give that you had out of the way without running any clock off.
Yeah.
But Again, it might be a little bit too little too late at this point. I don't think the Ramblers are necessarily going to foul here with them being down 17.
Oh, probably just trying to keep it clean, hoping Thorp makes some mistakes. Now we get Stewart from the corner.
And no good there. I'm a little surprised they're still shooting. I mean, they could hold on to this ball for the last 20, or 2 minutes, excuse me. Reach in foul here from Terrace. And be out of bounds here to Thorp.
Stewart hasn't missed a lot of those shots today, but if he makes that shot, that's a dagger to the Ramblers' heart here, but this game's mostly out of reach, especially with Thorp having the ball. They can waste a lot of clock here.
I'm a little surprised they're just taking those shots. I'd just be holding the ball up top, and there's Stewart open again. I mean, he's got an open layup. You'll take that any time, and sure enough, he'll add to the tally.
Yeah, I think that was his thought behind the three, is he was just wide open, but obviously missed it. Not going to make a huge impact with 1:40 left in the game, as now we get Weisenberger driving and gets a nice layup there.
Nice move from Weisenberger.
Owen Weisenberger.
Weisenberger up to a total of, let's see, 17 it looks like here tonight. As there's a foul, and Thorp will be headed to the line with 1:26 to go.
Yeah,
for Brady Stewart, I've got him, I believe, at what, 24 tonight?
Third personal, 15 foul.
That's where I've got him anyway. In that range, right about on his season average.
Yeah.
As that free throw is missed by Hine.
Yeah, these two big scores for Regis, Owen and Blake here. Obviously trying to get this team back in, and they've scored some points, but just the ball hasn't been spread around a lot like Thorp here. You only got 4 scorers for Regis, which you don't really want to see.
Rizzler, tough drive. Just Thorp letting him go there. They don't want to pick up any fouls at this point. 66-50. They lead it as Rizzler gets another 2. Sutton gets some pressure in the backcourt, and he's going to go all the way to the hoop. What a reverse, but he missed it. And the rebound, Walter Stork.
That was a great layup, too. What a good move there by Sutton.
And Burschback with a bad pass. It's intercepted there by Matson. Matson off for Hansen. He takes the layup. No. Stewart tried for the rebound. Instead, it'll be Regis with it as we are under a minute left to play. Up to Rizzler. Rizzler takes a bump, spins. Up and under, just kind of threw it up wildly. Burschback tips it out of bounds, I believe, and it will be Thorp basketball. 38.3 to go, and we'll see the Ramblers clear the bench a little bit here.
We'll get, I think that's Ben Baltz into the game. That'll be his first time appearing.
Yeah, Tyler Gailing back into the game as well, along with Burschback, Terrace, and Walter Stork.
Yeah, so we'll get Grissler and Weisenberger. Don't want to see them get hurt here, as they're 2 leading scorers. And
now it looks like Thorp is content to dribble out the clock. So it'll be a win in the second half as well here for Thorp. They outscore Regis 30-26 in the second half, and win this one 66-50 over the Ramblers. As the Ramblers will have to get things back together against a very good Fall Creek team, as they always are in that rivalry matchup on the road on Friday night. Well, again, a complete game. Stewart with a great night tonight. You know, some early foul trouble from him. Regis maybe didn't quite take enough advantage of that, put him into 3 or maybe 4 fouls in that first half with how short that bench is. But in the end, again, the ball just didn't bounce away here, and maybe just too many open drives for this Thorp team to come away with the win tonight. Yeah, it was a tough one for the Ramblers. We'll, again, see if they're able to bounce back. Next home game, we'll be right back here on the Ramblers Sports Network. Peyton, it was a lot of fun to do it with you tonight, and
you too.
we get to do this again.
Yeah, look forward to it.
Sounds good. Thorp comes away with the win, 66-50 over Regis here tonight. Special thanks, as always, to Zane Cullinan and to Peyton Stewart. I'm Pete Knutson, your final score here from Eau Claire Regis tonight. It's the Thorp Cardinals 66, the Ramblers 50. Chris Connor, I'm rounding third and coming for home.